Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. Wanted to pop in this video today because Nikon came out with a 4K camera. As I said, and as you see, Nikon did come out with a 4K camera as of yesterday, April 1st or April 2nd, whenever it was officially announced. And it won't be coming out until April 30th, as that's when it'll ship and everything like that. I'll cover prices and everything. But I'll give you the quick rundown of this camera and just my opinion. The Nikon 1J system has always been an interesting thing. It hasn't been a bestseller. It was overpriced when it first began. Then they released their second version and almost just dumped the entire first line for like $150. That included like two lenses, the 10 to 30 and the whatever to 100 or something like that. But they've been trying to stick with this line because they're trying to keep up with this market that is going around with now these Tilty screens and all these different kind of video functions and everything and near field communication. So this is their attempt now, and it just happened. So the Nikon 1J5, what does it offer you? So once again, the pictures that I'll show you on the B&H screen right here, you know, it's an interesting camera, but once again, with the track record of this, I don't know if it's really that great, but we shall see, and I might actually be interested in trying this just out of curiosity. So it is 4K, but it is fake 4K. It's not really 4K in camera. It's 3840 by 2160 at 15 frames per second, which isn't even 24 frames, so that was the common complaint of the GoPro shooting 4K was you weren't even really getting good frames for that. So it's not even good 4K. So it really kind of defeats the purpose of putting this in a camera. So Nikon, don't half-ass that. So just keep that in mind if you're buying this camera. It looks great on the pack. It looks great written down, but you're not really getting 4K cameras. Then they used a lot of fluff words like world's fastest, will outshoot DSLRs in regards to image quality and shootings. And the one thing they say that this does 60 frames per second and 20 frames per second in autofocus continuous mode. We'll see about that, but the problem is that's mainly electronics, so the accuracy might not, it probably won't be there, and to me that just doesn't sound realistic or anything like that. One thing that does sound cool is the 105 phase detect AF points, so you were getting a lot of coverage with this camera, so maybe it'll work hand in hand with that. Besides that, I think that's one of the biggest things here, and once again, as I said, that they've gone with the 3-inch Tilty selfie screen, as I like to call it. People complain that I call it the selfie screen, but I mean it is. A lot of vloggers love it, and that's essentially what it's used for. Once again, the better screens, the better tilting screens out there. Once again, this isn't even this is a touch screen too, so they're trying to implement that as well. They're the fold out ones. They're to the side. They don't fold up. They're not as cheaply made. That's one thing I have a complaint with a lot of these selfie screens is they're not even using the right one. And come on, I know a lot of people agree with me on that extent. They're using the EXPEED 5A imaging processor, so that's something different. But I don't think we'll be seeing that anytime soon into the DSLR line, which is a little interesting. It's 20.8 megapixels. That's fine, near industry standard anyway. It's got a Wi-Fi and near field communication capable button, so you're able to check on your smartphone in regards to whatever you want to do. And this is going to give you $500. So about $500. It comes in black. All black. The reason I chose the silver one is because it kind of looks like the Fuji line and like the Olympuses and everything like that. And then they have a silver with a white one, which looks meh to me. So these are probably going to be the two top sellers, and probably the silver and black combo is going to be the top cover. As I said, with the typical 10 to 35, 3.5 to 5.6 float lens, these for $500. So the price for this is not a bad point. This does shoot manual. This all does a bunch of stuff. Let's see if I missed anything. Not really. ISO up to 12,800. With these cameras, it's really tough to get something good above 1600 or 32 anyway, just because of the sensor, just because of the way it acts. So overall, it's not going to be a terrible camera. You're going to get your tilty screens, you know, all this kind of stuff. You're going to get what you need. It's just not a real 4K camera. So don't buy this camera thinking that you are. It will shoot. It is bigger than 1080p, which is nice. Oh, and I did forget to mention at 1080p you are getting 60 frames per second. So just overall, this is probably their best mirrorless camera that they put out. They're still trying. I give them credit for trying once again, but then with now like putting the touchscreen with saying 4K, all that kind of stuff. But saying you're out shooting a DSLR is a little iffy there, so let's not go there. So the Nikon 1J5 is their first 4K camera. Once again, really be cautious with that. If you want to do that, you got to really record externally anyway, and go from there. I just wish it wasn't 15 frames, because that's not even really the best way to go. It should be at 24 frames, if not 30, like some of the other cameras that are coming out now have. So please step up your game, Nikon, please. So in regards to that, this is probably the better buy out of any J system out there. 1080p is going to be way more improved. I would think the touchscreen would be perfect. I messed with the 5500 for like 10 minutes, and the touchscreen was actually really nice. So I think this would be a great camera to buy if you're in the mirrorless, mirrorless game, if you want to go that route. But its quality isn't going to be as great as it say it is on paper, because they're fluffed a little things. But the hybrid AF points 105 are pretty decent. But just really wanted to come out this because it's Nikon's 4K camera. What are your thoughts? Please leave those down below. Is this something you would ever be interested in, or just in general, anything like that? Let me know down below. Eric Rossi, the I just wanted to come out because it's big news for Nikon. They're trying. They're still lagging behind.